Channel, everybody. This Lady Nika. Look like I'm gonna do episode 2 of season 1 of Greenleaf, entitled The Baptism. I planned on doing it tomorrow, but since the internet working right now, child, I'm gonna go on this tour roll with it. Okay, we start off this episode with down there at Aunt Mavis's bar. Gigi back down there, and she's talking about that 15-year-old girl who had allegedly made claims against Uncle Pervert for sleeping with her and messing around with her. Well, Mavis' homegirl, who is a female cop, got hold to the official folder with all of the statements, a picture of the girl phone number, and even footage of the confession and her recanted statements thereafter. Okay, the next scene, you see them packing up all of Faith's items. The one that supposedly, I think she either committed suicide, is what they're saying. They bring it to the Greenleaf mansion. So we know now that Faith wasn't living on the plantation when she passed away. Okay. One of the servants asked First Lady what she wanted her to do with Faith's stuff, and she said nothing. So the servants leaves her stuff there, and she gone about her business. Then we get to a scene where Jacob is laying in bed asleep while wifey Clarissa is playing with one of the kids, and the phone rings. It's Bishop Daddy, informing him that he's putting him in charge of the deacon board. Now, the whole time that the daddy Bishop on the phone telling his son about that, you got the wife. What'd he say? So he got to get off the phone a minute. Tell her he's trying to put me over the deacon board. She talking about with Faith being here. With Gigi being here. That's a great thing. You need to take that opportunity. So he's saying that he really don't want that role because the deacons don't really respect him. Daddy and Clarissa say this is a great time to make them start, and so because Bishop Daddy pushing him and wifey is too, he go ahead on and accept that role. Okay. Next scene we see is where apparently, like I said at the end of the last episode, Gigi done, I'm gonna keep calling this girl Faith the dead one, shit. Okay, Grace is getting a walkthrough of the church. He's showing her everywhere and, introducing her to everybody again, and, she coming home. She's accepted a position in the ministry at the church, and she has her own little old room, her own little old office, honey. She got her secretary, she got everything, and he just is happy because in the book of his mind, that's the prodigal daughter returning. Okay, so he happy and stuff. And when she gets in that office, she noticed they got a missed call on there, so she listened to it. And one of the calls is from that cop that they were talking about. They also talked about the cop at the dinner table from last episode as well. But according to Daddy Bishop, he don't know nothing about that. He ain't never talked to the man. The man ain't never reached out to him. So he lied is what he did. And so Grace is hearing a message the young man leaving on the voicemail saying that he's trying to reach the bishop. Okay. Now, let's go over to the Bishop Daddy office where him and Uncle Pervert and the side piece, Vanilla Love Drop Part 2, Alexa discussing that the senator wants the books on all purchases that the church has made. He want to see where every dime go. And Bishop Daddy say he got to be out of his mind. He not going to ever get that. He goes into what most Christians do. Whenever a person is asking them straight up questions and they trying to divert from answering that question, he's sitting up there talking about the man must got a demon in him. He don't know what done got into the senator. He deflecting is what he doing, honey. Well, he tell Alexa don't respond back at all. He'll be a bit hurt and somewhat perplexed, but he'll get over it. And she says okay, and she leaves. Now you got Clarissa sitting with the First Lady preparing for some type of convention or something. The First Lady it runs, and she supposedly getting the menu together. Now the First Lady want to talk about the menu, but Clarissa Miss Opportunity, hoping that Miss Opportunist is sitting there saying to her, asking her about her daughter. Keep bringing Gigi name up in it. Why the bishop decided to bring her back into the church. And First Lady got frustrated. She said, girl, let me tell you something. She said that she ain't really trying to discuss her daughter, but she said, my husband sees something in our daughter, and As always, she stands behind him. And she gave her a nice little piece of information, a little advice that she could take with her into the future. She told her that her strength should be in her silence, honey. And I said, a good one. Good one, First Lady. I'm going to use that. I swear to God I am, baby. Your strength in your silence. Shh. Okay? Some of y'all, your strength in your silence. Anyway, child. We got Kevin. Kevin is Charity, the darker sister that wants to preach. That's her husband. And he meeting with this white guy. Apparently this white guy has some type of homeless ministry. Well, they want to use the facilities of the Greenleaf peoples to, assist with it. And basically, soon as I seen the little white guy, my gator went off. And then also, it's this kind of strange underlying attraction between Kevin and obviously this man. Kevin is saying that he happy to cooperate. They'll do whatever they can. But he was also asking him, how does that operate? Do you do, no, it's a homeless, but is it like families? Is it women and children only? Men? He said they gonna alternate. And I said, oh, okay. Somewhat with that. I don't know, but I'm telling y'all, my gator went off. My gator went off, okay? Now, let's go back to Grace's office and that call she got from that cop named David, okay? She goes and asks her dad, because he said he never spoke with the man, that, why is he calling the church? He calling the church. He's saying that nobody responds to him. And her dad is basically telling her, sometimes the people around me try to protect me from interjecting myself into things I may not need to be involved in. He lying, he avoiding that young man, and what's really going on with them. Well, Grace goes back and she looks at this footage and she sees Uncle Pervert actually got to this 15-year-old girl through a retreat, a fishing camp retreat type of thing. And old girl is saying on the tape that he was supposedly teaching her how to fish. He took the pole from her and started kissing on her, and then he put his hands down up in her pants, and she was trying to resist him the whole time. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's that old freaky shit that go down at the church sometime. Because really, in a church that's being ran right, the girls and the boys don't ever mix up like that, and you damn sure don't ever have any male members of the congregation along with the female congregation. It's always supposed to be some type of woman around or another person, never two different sex by themselves. So that's how that man got hold of that girl with his dirty ass. Okay. I kind of believe that happened because, like I say, that stuff happen all the time. That's the reason why victims of molestation and rape rarely do come forward. If y'all remember when that stuff started coming out about them Catholic priests and stuff in the church, those were not boys anymore. Some of them men's in their 30s and stuff. See, people don't like that. That's victims of this type of thing. They don't like for they don't like to come out and tell it, because a lot of time victims get treated like actual assailants. People don't believe them. So people most of the time who are victim of these type of incidences don't report them, especially if the person got any type of power and or influence. Okay, well, Grace goes over to talk to Noah, and she asks him exactly what kind of stuff do he handle. I mean, what kind of incidents do he take care of for the church? What exactly is it that they come to you with? And he tells her, he say, I deal with stuff like break-ins, maybe slip and fall, things of that nature. And he's curious, about why she asking. And she said, oh, I'm just trying to familiarize myself with the rules and how things work at the church again, since she been absent for such a long time. And he accepts that. Now, this grandmother comes to Gigi and she wants her granddaughter baptized that day. Now, when Gigi started asking her about the parents, the mother out of town, the daddy is not a part of the child life, and this child, I don't know. I'm going to tell y'all what I think. I could be totally wrong, and we'll find out. But looking at that little girl and how that grandma acting, I'm thinking that that's the mother of the girl whose daughter got raped. The 15-year-old, I think that's the grandmother of that child. And that little girl sitting there that she's trying to baptize is the child that girl had when that man molested her uncle pervert, okay? That's what I think, but I could be wrong, child, because grandma was adamant about getting this child baptized that day, and she went so far when she seen Gigi had questions, maybe I should take this to the bishop. You know, they always do that in the church. If you ain't giving them what they want because you might be on the up and up, they go to the crook quick, you know, and usually the crook is the one with the power. So, but Gigi saying, nah, we can go on and handle it there, you know, I'm going to go on and baptize your grandmother. But it was something ain't right about that situation with their grandmother and how fast she trying to push this baptism, okay? Grace decides she going to go over and see the accused cop, David. Now, he's staying at some type of hotel room, and he say he got to because people are now standing in front of his house protesting and his life in danger. So for safety reasons, that's where he is. He said it's funny that some of the same people was once baking me sweet potato pies and pound cakes are nowhere to support me now. And I said, don't that sound like some church mother type of shit? Cause obviously he ain't say it, but he must got some type of affiliation with this church. That's why he keep calling that church, and also that is the reason why the mothers in that church was making him all them sweet pies and shit like that. That's how they do you. If they know you and they know you well enough, they'll make shit for you like that. But the minute some shit happen and it don't look right and it could bring a bad look to their church, you could best believe them Christians forget that they supposed to be Christians all day long, and they get to worrying about self. And one thing about the word of the Lord, it ain't no self in it at all. It's about us as a whole, okay? So yeah, it's something going on with that there miss there. Anyway, during that conversation, she asking him, you know, basically she asking him, well, that'll be episode 3, I'm leaving alone, okay. Well, Jacob had his meeting with the deacons, and you can see that the ages of the deacons, child, these some old people, and they really don't respect him. They in there arguing about traffic in the parking lot. They complaining that because the pastor does the 8 a.m. message, it lasts so long that it interferes with the traffic for the 11 a.m. service. They want him to do something about it. He ain't trying to hear none of that. He tell them they gonna table that. They gonna continue their outreach ministries that they have and let it be what it's gonna be, child. Cause see, he ain't got time to be dealing with that, cause he needs to get over there to Becky, aka Alexa apartment, and bang her back out. That's what he trying to get to, and he got to it too. Next, we see Kevin and Charity at home, and she trying to get her sex on because I don't know if I mentioned in last episode's review, they planning on trying to have a baby. But see, it done been a shift in the atmosphere, okay? It done been a shift in the atmosphere because I told y'all it's something up with him, and that it's some kind of underlying feeling or something about that little white boy with that outreach ministry, that homeless ministry, that he wants to. He feeling some kind of way. I'm telling you, that gaydar going off. I'm reading gay. I'm reading undercover. I'm reading down low. But child, yeah. And so his ideas about making a baby kind of ain't what they was last episode. He kind of worrying now, and he playing it off, telling her he concerned about whether or not they'll be good parents to their children. She's saying, baby, we got this thing. We gonna nip this here. We got this together. You know, we got this thing. We got love in our marriage, and something both of our parents didn't have, and that's friendship. We are friends. And he's saying that he don't really, you know, just want to have no child. And well, basically what he's saying is this is what he said. He said, I don't want to hurt nobody I love. And she telling him that he ain't gonna hurt the child. They gonna be great parents. She ain't listening. She ain't listening to the words that are coming out this man's mouth. Now, for my more religious or like-minded spiritual people, we got what he trying to say. It's something about him that he don't feel certain about, and he don't want to hurt his best friend, that being her, by having a child with her, only to later have to come on up out that closet that he is living in right now. Now, let me break it down for us from a sinner love things, because you know we in this thing together. What he was saying to her, in case you ain't catch it, is what Betty Wright say in her song. Sometime a man ain't bringing you flowers and candy because he love you, but because he feeling guilty about the night before. In other words, he don't really want to hurt her by having a child with her, because he not certain of his sexuality at this point, and he don't want to hurt her. That's what he telling her, but she ain't hearing it. So she straddling him, trying to convince him, and I think he gonna fall for this shit. But my thing is, don't hurt that lady. Just come clean. Even if you gotta take her ass whooping or two, go on take that like a G and go on tell the truth. Now Grace goes over to the hood, child, to see the mother of the 15-year-old daughter who had accused her uncle of touching her. Now, when the mama come to the door, she introduced herself as Grace Greenleaf, and she wants to talk to the lady about the 15-year-old daughter. You know something ain't right. First thing that woman did, her son was sitting on that porch. She hurried up and shoo-shooed him on up in the house. And while she was shoo-shooing him in the house, you could hear a baby crying. Grace asking questions about who that is, and she telling her don't worry about it. She said, well, you do know we don't go to Calvary no more. She said, yeah, I'm aware that you no longer attend Calvary, but I want to talk to you about the incident that happened. And old mama say, ain't nothing happened. Everything's fine. See how these girls get out here, and we be wondering sometimes why these girls so hot in the ass and fall for every man that say that they pretty or they beautiful. Any man that tell them anything that they might want to hear that's complimentary to themselves that they didn't grow up hearing, they'll fall for it when they come from households like this where your mama, who is supposed to be your protector, don't protect you. And for a little change, let a nigga do something strange to you, okay? Because that's all I'm reading right here. I can't stand shit like this. Hell. Now let's go on over to the first lady doing her devil work too. She runs into Noah. Oh, hey, Noah. Have you and Isabel found a venue for your wedding? No, ma'am, we haven't. Well, I just had the greatest idea, and I'm almost pissed at myself because I ain't think of it sooner. Y'all are going to get married at the house. We're going to have a big, nice, beautiful tent wedding, and you ain't got to worry about nothing. We're going to cover the cost for you. I am so mad I didn't think of that first. I got you. You just like family to us, so it's only right that we do it. And I'm sad that I won't be there when you tell Isabella, because I know that she is just going to be thrilled to pieces. But don't you worry about it. We got you, baby. I'm gonna make sure you have a big old nice beautiful wedding. Just a beautiful wedding out there at the Greenleaf plantation. Don't you worry about it. But before I leave, I need you to do me one favor. I need, Grace is back, and I know she having problems. She may run into some problems readjusting. So if you happen to notice her having any difficulties, could you just let me know? I'm going to pay for your wedding. See, the bitch dirty in two ways. And yeah, I cuss on these. For one, Mama First Lady, his wife knows that Noah and your daughter used to mess around back in the Gap, and she already insecure because you got this beautiful ass daughter with all this long flowing ass beautiful hair sitting up in his face, and it's clear that he still got some type of feeling for her. So you stabbing her one way. And then you trying to play him for stupid because you trying to butter him up by paying for his wedding and putting the wedding at the big plantation. You see, that'll make him feel more indebted to doing what you want. What you want is him to spy on your daughter. Boy, these people ain't shit. Anyway, last scene was Uncle Pervert getting a call from the mama from the bottoms. I'm going to say she in the bottoms, okay? She's telling him that some woman done come through here to see him. He ain't had to ask no questions. He already knew. He said, Grace Greenleaf. She said, yeah. She said, look, I thought we had an understanding here. He said, just calm down. Don't worry about it. I'm going to deal with it. I'll make sure that don't happen no more. And it go off. Now, y'all, I'm telling you, it's so much fool of fuck shit going on this show. But I'll be back tomorrow. Since I said tomorrow I was going to do 2 and 3, I wind up giving y'all have and have-nots and the first 2 episodes of Greenleaf. So tomorrow it will be episode 3 along with the Q&A video. If you don't know what the Q&A video is all about, I would suggest you go back and watch episode 1 review of this show. And at the end of it, I do talk about what the Q&A video will be. But that's it. I done talked 22 minutes longer than I planned on talking, and I am about to finally go hit the shower and hit the bed. In the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe, be nice to each other, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 3 of Greenleaf and the Q&A. Peace.